Welcome, everyone. We are live. Announcement. This will be our new time. I know we've been 7:30, 5 a.m. forever, but 7 a.m. is our new time. So let us begin. Mark that in your calendar or however your timer, your alarm. Well, the mirror symbolizes life. We all know this. I was walking by the mirror the other day and I was like, oh my God, look at my little pot belly. Seriously. That's what I said to myself. And I was like, I can't keep this door closed just because I don't want to see it. If you don't want to see it, well, then you're going to have to do something about it. Oh, see, the exterior is only a reflection of the interior. It really is. And sometimes we get frustrated or upset with what's on the outside. And it can be overwhelming at times and we can feel stuck. But if we can do ourselves one major favor, remember that the exterior is only a reflection of the interior. And if you want the exterior to change, then you have to change the interior. You must change the interior because it is the one casting the shadow. I tell you this all the time. But look at what we do with the mirror. We get in the mirror and we do what I did. We complain about what's going on in the reflection. We complain about what's going on in the reflection. But that is not the way. You see, when we complain about what's going on in the reflection, this is why William Blake says, all that we behold, though it appears without, it is within. And if you know, that is the principle of correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so below. So to change, you use the mirror to show you what you want to change. And when you see it in the mirror, you pinpoint it and you say, aha, that's what I'm going to change. And how do you change it? By seeing yourself in a different way. Or as Neville Goddard so poetically put it, experience in imagination what you would experience in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. So you see, you and I, we use the mirror to show us what we actually want to be instead of what we presently are. Now, when you're using the mirror to be deliberate, there shouldn't be any judgment. Oh, because then the judgment takes over the mirror, and that is all you will see on the outside. So when you're looking in the mirror, your only function of the mirror is to tell you, just like when you're, oh my God, are my eyelashes all right? Is my blush just so? Do these colors work together? That's all you're using the mirror for. You're not using the mirror to determine whether or not you're handsome or you're beautiful. No, that's wrong use of the mirror. Oh yes, it is wrong use of the mirror. Why? Because if you look in the mirror and you judge, listen, we've only ever used that mirror to determine whether or not we're handsome or that we're beautiful. But you know where the deceit or the deception comes from with that part? We are already looking through a lens of what somebody has already said. So that's what's being cast in the real world. Your opinion of yourself is being cast already. So the next time you look in the mirror, it's not to get an opinion. Am I good? Am I bad? Am I this? Am I that? No. Looking in the mirror, you use it to decide, is this what I want to be? And if it isn't, what would you prefer to be instead? That's what you begin to see. Because as you see that within, it is what will cast the shadow on the outside, the reflection in the mirror. So you see, you and I have to change in order for the exterior to change. It won't happen any other way. Sorry. Not sorry. But look at how powerful that is. Look at how powerful it is to know that you are the one with the control to say, well, you know, Angela, I don't quite like this situation. What do I want to be instead? And when you know what you want to be, and you begin to experience it in your imagination, it is accompanied by a feeling, a sensation. Right? It is accompanied by a sensation. The sensation will either tell you, lies, I don't believe a word you say. Or it will say, oh my God, you're right. Yes, this is it. Based upon either or of those feelings, you modify yourself to suit. Neville Goddard said, if you can't believe for $50,000 and you think that's too much, what can you believe for? Can you believe for 10? Do you think 10 is more possible? Well, then do that. Do you think 5 is more possible? Then do that. Why? Because what you want to be and what you feel about it, those two things must correspond. They must be the same. Thought and feeling must match. Because if thought and feeling contradict, the one that you feel strongest, which is probably the contradiction, that is what you will get. Thus you will say, oh my God, I didn't even get my manifestation. I got the opposite. You will never get the opposite. Think about this. When you are in the mirror, whose reflection are you seeing? Well, not your mother's. Doesn't matter how many similarities. Your hair color could be like hers. Your eye color could be like hers, but you are not her. You are only casting your own shadow from that mirror. Or should I say, into the mirror. Isn't there a TV show or a Netflix show called Black Mirror? What does a mirror do? Show you what state you are in. Why do you think so many, mind you, I've never seen an episode, but I hear what people say. Oh my God, that's so like real life. But what did you want it to be? The mirror can only show you what you say you are. So if that show is hitting all the right spots and you're saying, oh, but that's what our world is. Yes, it is. They're only showing you what you are, or what else do you use the mirror for? To decide what you want to be. And when you're using the mirror to decide what you want to be, what does that mean? It means you are experiencing in imagination what you would experience in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. So you see, it works in those two ways, either to show you what you are or what you want to become. And if you're looking at something that's telling you what to become, well, then where did you relinquish your control? Oh, so make sure today, my beautiful friends, make sure that as you gaze in that mirror, you are doing so because A, you know what you want, B, without judgment. And you will begin to experience in imagination what you would experience in reality if what you wanted were true. And then you will allow that sensation, the corresponding one, the one that matches thought and feeling match. Dr. Joe Dispenza coins it heart-brain coherence, meaning your desire, the blast, the desire comes from the heart. And the sensation matches what came from the heart. So the heart and the brain are in correspondence. They are coherent. They flow together. But that's what it actually looks like by way of principle. What you say you are and what you believe you are correspond or they contradict. And you will know by your feeling because it is the effect. Why? Cause you said I am ... So the next time you get in front of a mirror, you check your hair, make sure your edges are laid, or that the beard is just right, and you've got this nice trim, and your face is clean. Go a little deeper. Make sure that the person in the mirror is someone you being. Think about it. We walk out into the world and we're like, oh my God, I'm popping my collar. I feel good. This is great. But we forget the most important part in the mirror. You. The mirror has no reflection. It only reflects the life it is looking at or that is put into it. So what does that tell you? It tells you without your life being lived or expressed, what does it say? If you are not living and expressing your life, how will you cast a shadow in the world? How will you discover anything about yourself if you do not live? You see, we don't have to go digging around and searching and being on a quest, a scavenger hunt. No. Live. And use the mirror to tell you, to show you, if you are living in a way that is desirable. And if you are not living in a way that is desirable, you have just identified it. So that means now you know what you would prefer instead. And if you don't know, what don't I like about myself? You can see it. I don't like this attitude. Well then, what attitude is better than that one? You use what you do not like to shape it into what you do like. You notice the mirror is not there to tell you what is possible or what is not possible. The mirror is telling you, show the reflection, and it is possible. That's what the mirror is telling you. It is possible once you see it. That's why you're living what you're living now. You made it possible because you experienced in imagination what you would experience in reality. Thereby, it is possible. So when you hear all things are possible to God, as long as God sees it, that's what makes it possible. He calls those things that are not as though they were, and they become, which is all possibility. So this lovely morning, I'm telling you because it's pitch black. Listen, this is even too early for Rue, but a little bit he's doing all right. Use that mirror wisely. Use the mirror wisely. You know when you're driving and it says objects in mirror appear closer? Is that what it says? I know it says objects in mirror. I'm trying to remember if it says they appear closer or they are closer than they appear. But either way, you are seeing exactly what you are doing in the mirror. So the mirror is neither friend nor foe, but guide. One more time. The mirror is neither friend nor foe, but it is a guide. That's all it is. Showing you what you are. So don't hate what you are, for goodness sake. Don't hate your reflection. Come on, man. You look in that mirror and you decide, what do I want to be? Because at the end of the day, as I said to myself this morning, you can't even get mad at anybody, can you? You can't get mad at a single person because you chose this. And I said to myself, revise, revise. Revise is simply Neville's way of saying, get a new outcome instead of the one you're complaining about. Get a new outcome. Don't complain, just revise it. What would you prefer to be instead? See, technically speaking, we are always revising, are we not? Well, let us take a brief moment to welcome everyone into the space this morning. Listen, this might be too early for Twitter. So Twitter is going to be on the replay gang today. YouTube and Facebook, Jeff, dearest, thank you for making yourself known in the chat. I see you. I see you. And for the others who've not made themselves known in the Facebook and YouTube chat, I see you. I see you. Fanbase, Tajane, 11, Happy is in the house. Matthias, Miss Crenshaw, Moon, and Dolphin Duck. Miss Flo Smiles, Miss McQueen, Afternoon Delight, Shea Butter. And you know who we're missing this morning? We're missing Oracle Treehouse and Miss Fawn. Oh. Oh, yes, we are. I trust that they are well. Pop into the chat to make sure. Oh, good. Look at that. There's nothing in the chat. It's a good thing, right? Isn't it? Thank you all for being here on this beautiful, glorious day. Let us get the bowl. I don't know that you'll have birdsong because he is still fast asleep. As some of us wish we still were, but I digress. So the mirror this beautiful day. As you hear the bowl, what is it? What reflection can you see? And what are you going to do with that reflection? Judge it? I sure hope not. Feel guilty? I sure hope not. What are you going to do with that reflection? You're going to revise it. What would I prefer to be instead? And can I feel it? Does it confirm, correspond, or contradict? And that is what you do. You allow that new feeling, as Neville says, to penetrate you. And let it drench you. Let it saturate you. And that is your only concern. Why? Because you know, as within, so without. You get it lodged deep within, and you know what happens? You live it out on the outside. That is what you know. Remember last night's lecture. We live from that experience. It is the experience that will change you. Because you can't go back, because you've expanded now from that experience. And that experience causes you to say, what? I know. Oh. Big Mike is in the house. What? So that's what we're doing this morning as we hear the bowl. We're going to hear the bowl. And then remember how to use the mirror. Use the mirror as you see your reflection. You don't judge, you don't complain, you don't criticize, but you use the mirror to show you how to change your life. Because the mirror is telling you whatever you see in there is what the rest of the world gets. As within, so without. And the way you see yourself and the way you show up in the world is how you will be treated. So if you don't like the way you're treated, go all the way back to who is casting the shadow and revise it. And then you experience in imagination what you would experience in reality. And allow it to penetrate you, saturate you, drench yourself in it. And that is your only concern. You don't have to believe in it. You need to know that the reflection in the mirror is just you. So change what you put in front of the mirror, which is your mental attitude. And the rest of the world will follow suit. The bowl. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, fan base. Hold on, fan base. We do our own thing for a moment. I got like 2 minutes. Anyways, remember, 7 a.m. is our new start time. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes? Instead of 7:35. Anywho, I love you. I'll see you tonight, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we fall asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. But remember, the mirror is neither friend nor foe. It is just showing you your own reflection. And you have the power to change that which reflects you. Oh yeah, you have to change you. Anywho, much love to each and every one of you. I'll see you on the morrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love to you all.